News are just setup accelerators. Trust me, I know this shit. Come on, come on, come on! Come on, that's what I'm talking about, man! I know this shit! I know this shit! A lot of people think that news are just random. If you get them, you're lucky. But there's actually a way to predict where the exact move of the news is gonna go. And after documenting several trades where I took them during news.
Your trade breakdown for the CPI trader.
Come on. Okay. $200 in 3 minutes to about 2.2k. 3 wins and 1 break even. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on. Come on. Today in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how I do it. So if you don't know already, liquidity runs the market. So news are either gonna deliver a move off the liquidity sweep, or the liquidity is gonna be a magnet for that news drop timing. News are just setup accelerators, because even if price wasn't fast like this, it would have been slow and it would have taken this and give you a perfect entry. So out of these two, the one that's safer and that you can actually trade is this one. Warning though, trading news is risky, so take it at your own risk. So as you can see here, as the day develops, we sweep a liquidity and then we use that liquidity to, when the news drop, it just moves respecting that same liquidity sweep. So in here you could have a trade maybe after this sweep of an inducement respecting this order block, the high that made the overall sweep of a liquidity with the stop loss above here, and then price just runs in your direction. If here we sweep something above, make sure you target something lower, because price always goes from one liquidity to another. In the second scenario, what we're gonna have is something that's not actually that tradable, because price is gonna be slow, and then it's just gonna run until the liquidity. Maybe price wants to go down, and maybe the news is so bad that makes the price go down from here. The thing is, price has no liquidity here to go down. So he needs to grab some liquidity to the upside before he actually comes down, and he's gonna do that making a sweep of liquidity off this major liquidity right here. But then he takes it at the news drop, and then he can go down. That's why sometimes you have news making 2 moves. Although this is slightly risky to trade, I mean, even this is risky to trade. Trading news is overall risky, right? Take it at your own risk. But I actually took a trade like this during the interest rates of the British pound. You see the liquidity? That's where the price is going. Although it's more internal because we don't sweep a major liquidity here, you can maybe see a sweep of something lower. And as you know, the liquidity is just going to be a magnet for price in the news drop. We were going to this liquidity either way. With news, it's just a setup accelerator, so we go there just faster. It is 2 scenarios. This one as a subcategory of just having one sweep of news, and maybe that's it, and then you can short it from here as it turns kind of slow, or you can have exactly what I drew, which is just fast movement up, fast movement down, or the vice versa. Now, let me give you some practical examples. The first Friday of the month, which is NFP. We're gonna go over the higher time frame to go spot the major liquidities. You can see we have this sort of equal highs, right? I'm just gonna mark out this one, and boom. Perhaps you have already people in London trying to sell after this Asia sweep, but it's just making equal highs with the major liquidity, so they are gonna get swept. So now we patiently wait. Okay. We got the sweep of liquidity. But what do I always tell you? It's not just a sweep of major liquidity, because SMC traders can see that as well. It's a sweep of liquidity, and following that, a smart money trap. So as we continue, we do a change of character down below. Every SMC trader is going to be looking to trade this. Let's see. Boom, they're in. They're in right here on the order block with their stops above and looking to target below. But what happens is they get stopped out. No surprise, it's SMC. Now that the support and resistance traders got stopped out, the SMC traders got stopped out, everybody has been stopped out, that's where I place myself. On this change of character right here, I'll be placing myself like this. You can target the lows, as this was a trap. Guess what? This will be a trap as well. That's just a smart money trap cycle. We're not gonna go too in depth on it, but yeah, you can easily go to that and you'll get a 3R. But more than that, we just swap a major liquidity. So you know we can go from one liquidity to another, which can even be this previously low. And as you see, it gives you a quite nice risk to reward. So let's see as we do right here. We got tagged in. Price is kind of calling people to trade this trap. And as soon as we get to 8:30, which is when the NFP drops, you'll see, boom, right? As we were trapping people, calling more people on this order block as we were rejecting from it. And now this example is the pre-news setup that I've showed you. And as we continue, we go from one liquidity right here to another. Of course, I wouldn't go for 18R, right? But the easy smart money trap cycle right here for a 3R or 4R can easily be done. Now for the post news drop, we've got this FOMC trade that occurred quite recently. As we go on H4, we see that we already sweep some liquidity. So we can actually have a type of pre-news setup, right? You can just drop from here and that would be correct. But this is when zooming out becomes super important, because if you go to the weekly, there's this high with these inducement right here, right? This fake highs that didn't take no liquidity, are not protected, and will most likely get swept to then tag this order block, this imbalance or whatever, and then continue lower. So as the day plays out, I'm not looking for nothing because we got the previous daily high here, we got Asia, so I'm not shorting from these levels. I'm letting everything play out. Now if I just go on a 1 minute, you start to see how it goes massively up, because that liquidity, that major liquidity, is just a magnet for price. Right now that we finally got to sweep, you can potentially short it from here, but as you can see, it will probably be too fast for you. Maybe you could have positioned yourself right here, but this is why I say these type of post news are harder to just catch the two moves, especially the second one, where prices move super fast in here. But unless you can find some way to position yourself pre the news move and then take advantage of the fact that price is just going to go towards the major liquidity that you're seeing. With this strategy, you can probably predict 80% of the directions of where price is going to go. But the question is, do you have a setup there? Because of course, I don't trade every single news drop. I didn't trade this one, for example. There's a couple more factors that go into it. For example, in my mentorship, I have this video especially dedicated to it, how to trade high impact news. And you can see how it has 40 minutes on it. And that's how students of mine like Yasin are able to call out these monsters. Right? This is with the news move. This as well while Powell is speaking. This, he's also making videos. Boom, look at this. Nice and easy, quick 300. Again, on ADP, this one he was already in, but he knew that the news drop would just be going towards the liquidity. Boom, of course. And then it can go the other direction. Has already swept some liquidity around here. And if you want to watch more wins, there's a lot more in here that's all public. But boys, use this with precaution. Take it as your own risk. But even then, it's still good knowledge to know where price is actually going to go during news, even if you don't trade it. Because then you might have a setup there, or unfortunately, news might steal your setup, as it does to me sometimes. I hope you boys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you found value out of it, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.